Mbunge wa Kikuyu Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa hapo jana aliwasha moto kwenye bunge la kitaifa. Hii ni baada ya kutaja majina mawili makuu kwenye muungano wa Azimio ambao ni Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga pamoja na Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Mheshimiwa Kimani alikuwa akiwarai wana Azimio kumteua Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga pamoja na Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo kwenye bunge la Afrika Mashariki linalotambulika kama EALA. Mheshimiwa Ichungwa aliongezea kwamba badala ya Odinga kwenda kwenye bunge la wananchi kuwachochea vijana kwa kuwapa shilingi 20,000, Mheshimiwa Ichungwa alisema kwamba itakuwa vizuri Mheshimiwa Odinga pamoja na Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka wakiteuliwa kwenye bunge la Afrika Mashariki. Hebu tupate jinsi mambo yalivyokuwa kwenye bunge la kitaifa hapo jana.
That we need to look into the issue of continuity so that we do not have to lose everything that happened in the previous assembly because we are getting new members into the assembly. And I really want to encourage, even without, as my deputy leader, the Honorable Owen Baya said, without seeming to campaign for anybody, it is good to have some institutional memory. And since we had a number of members in the previous assembly who have now joined, the Honorable Mpuru Aburu is here now with us. The Honorable Anjiko Muhia is now here with us. The Honorable Jamatia is here with us. And the Honorable Oburu Odinga is now in the Senate as Senator for Siaya. Therefore, we also had Simon Bogwa, the Honorable Abdikadir, Honorable Noor, and Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim, and the Honorable Kennedy Musyoka. The Honorable Abdikadir, I think, had also resigned to run for a parliamentary seat, but the Honorable Kennedy Musyoka, Simon Bogwa had also resigned, Honorable Noor, Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim are still there together with Kennedy Musyoka. Maybe something, when the time comes, if they're interested, we should be able to consider. Also, Honorable Speaker, there's something the Honorable Johanna Ngeno mentioned, and I don't know if you're still here, that it is indeed good, besides having institutional memory, is also very good to have leaders who have served the nation, leaders who are nationalists and statesmen who can serve in EALA. And I would really also want to join the Honorable Johanna Ngeno to encourage, especially ODM, WIPA, to consider nominating the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. I know the son was there, but maybe consider nominating the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka to EALA. The Honorable Prime Minister, Emeritus Raila Odinga, should also consider being nominated in EALA. And Honorable Speaker, such a nomination will not only bestow honor on a leader who has been a Prime Minister in Kenya, but also dissuade him from what I have seen him trying to do in the recent past, attending the Bunge La Mwananchi forums at Jivanji Gardens. It is more honorable for Raila Odinga to be attending the East African Legislative Assembly other than Bunge La Mwananchi. And I am not saying this, Honorable Speaker, in any way to belittle Bunge La Mwananchi. Bunge La Mwananchi is a good place to engage with Kenyans. But Raila Odinga is the last person to pretend to be engaging with Kenyans and giving 20,000 shillings to border riders. It is actually an insult because it is him and Uhuru Kenyatta who led those border riders to the state of the economy where Kenya is in today. Therefore, I want to encourage our brothers and our sisters in ODM and the ODM leadership, please consider nominating the Honorable Raila Odinga, the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. And beyond that, Honorable Speaker, beyond EALA, Honorable Speaker, it is probably time as a house, we started thinking of how we engage our national leaders who lose in national elections. It is probably time we started thinking, how do we engage the caliber of leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka, Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga in our national conversations, and probably think of how we would even create the position of a leader of opposition, and that will give them a forum other than seeing the stature of Raila Odinga with Babu Owino, the Honorable Babu Owino and the Honorable TJ Kajwang in Jivanji, the next day in Kariobangi, I hear tomorrow or the other day you'll be in Kibra, inciting Kenyans. And let me tell you, Honorable Millie Odhiambo, you can shout from your seat. You can shout from your seat, but the issues I'm raising are pertinent issues. And I would encourage you, Millie Odhiambo, instead of shouting from your seat, engage with your leader in ODM to know what measures, what legislative measures would you bring to this assembly to deal with the question of the food prices in Kenya and the cost of living. Because it is not enough to incite Kenyans out there. It is better to use your leadership positions to bring agendas before the House that will improve the lot. Honorable Speaker, I know the Honorable Oudo is shouting relevance from his seat, because I know how it feels to lose an election. Honorable Oudo, I know how it feels to lose an election, and the people that led you to lose that election are now enjoying themselves. Like President Uhuru Kenyatta is enjoying himself in retirement, having misled Raila Odinga into a trap to believe there was something called a deep state and a system that never existed. But the same Uhuru Kenyatta is the one, together with his handshake brother, who got this economy to where it is. Therefore, you cannot be pretending to be crying with the Kenyans that whose tears you're actually dancing on the tears of Kenyans that you led to where they are. It is the state capture that was perpetuated by the handshake brothers and the handshake government that has destroyed our economy, destroyed our country, and now you pretend that you will go and incite Kenyans in Jivanji, in Kariobangi, in Mathare, incite Kenyans, but Kenyans are more intelligent than you think. Kenyans know you are attempting to incite them. Kenyans are patient, and Kenyans will be patient to give this government an opportunity to resuscitate the dying economy that you killed. And no amount of shouting will deter us. Anyway, the Honorable Speaker, I now beg to reply and encourage our colleagues to nominate our leaders emeritus to the Yala Assembly. I want to encourage the Honorable Raila Odinga to apply. And the Honorable Anjikumu here, you must consider Raila Odinga's name as fairly as possible, together with the name of Kalonzo Musyoka. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to reply.
Runinga ya KDR, jina langu ni Omari Musa.